Chapter 5. Get in Line. Winter sunlight shone on metal helmets and jackets. It shone on broad belts, swords, daggers, spears, and red and gold painted shields. "No one's in here," said Annie. "That's weird," said Jack. "Or lucky," said Annie. She grinned at him. "Finally we can do what warriors do." "What? You mean we should try on their armor?" said Jack. Annie nodded. "Everything will be too big," said Jack. "Who cares?" said Annie. "No one will see us." "Right," Jack said nervously. He really wanted to try on the armor. Actually, it might not be too big. A Roman soldier had to be at least 5 feet 6 inches. That's only 5 inches taller than me, and about 8 inches taller than you. So if we... "Got it! Let's do it!" said Annie. "Okay," said Jack. "Quick, before anyone shows up." Jack and Annie hurried through the wide entrance of the armory. They pulled off their capes and dropped them on the ground. "Where do we start?" said Annie. They looked around at shelves lined with body armor and helmets. In the center of the room were weapons and shields on wooden stands. "Upper body armor," said Jack. He crossed to a shelf with metal jackets. The jackets were made of overlapping strips of iron. "This one looks pretty small." He lifted the gray metal jacket off the shelf. "Whoa, it's heavy!" Annie held out her arms. Jack helped her slide the armor over her tunic. The jacket reached her knees. "Help!" she said, nearly sinking to the floor. Jack laughed. "You look like a cartoon character," he said. "It's crazy heavy," said Annie. "Want to take it off?" said Jack. "Not yet," she said. "Put yours on." Jack chose one of the metal jackets for himself and slipped his arms into it. The metal was freezing cold. "Oh man, how can warriors run or fight in this?" said Jack. "It weighs a ton." "And they march with really heavy packs on their backs too," said Annie. "And carry shields," said Jack. "Huge shields." "Unbelievable," said Annie. "Now helmets," said Jack. He studied the row of helmets. He picked one for himself and lowered it onto his head. "Oh man, at least another 15 pounds, he said. "Let me try one," said Annie. Jack picked a helmet for Annie and lowered it onto her head. "Help!" she squeaked. "I can hardly see or hear." Annie's helmet partially covered her eyes, ears, cheeks, and mouth. Jack laughed. "I can hardly see either," he said. "But I feel braver wearing this stuff, don't you?" "No," said Annie. "I'm dying in here." Her voice was muffled. "Okay, let's take everything off," said Jack. Suddenly, voices and the sound of running feet came from outside. "Full armor, no packs!" a man shouted. "Emperor's Parade begins at high noon." "Yikes," said Annie. "Get out of their way," Jack said in a panic. He pulled Annie into the shadows. Warriors poured into the armory. Jack recognized the cooks and craftsmen among the others. "Mars the victor," Annie said. Her voice was muffled inside her helmet. "Quiet," Jack whispered. "Belts, helmets, shields," someone bellowed. A stocky centurion stood at the entrance of the armory. "Oh no," thought Jack, "another centurion." "Double time!" the man roared. The warriors moved quickly down the shelves, gathering metal jackets, helmets, and military belts. "Everyone, in line, now!" the centurion shouted. The warriors grabbed weapons and shields. The armory was filled with loud voices and clanking metal. "We have to get out of here," Jack said to Annie. "We can take everything off outside. Let's go." "I can't see," Annie said. "I'll lead you," Jack said. Jack took Annie's hand. Stumbling awkwardly in their heavy armor, they moved with the warriors towards the entrance. "Line up," the centurion bellowed. "Single file." The warriors almost knocked Jack and Annie over as they all spilled out into the bright sunlight.